Welcome to my teachings of the Shahin Jadayan's quantum soul code layer, the science of living light in quantum terms. Tonight, I want to frame a very specific spiritual question that sounds simple, but is actually deep. Why did Daniel seem to have a higher dream skill than Joseph? Because Joseph is famous for interpreting dreams in Egypt, but Daniel in Babylon did something even more shocking. Daniel didn't just interpret the dream. He told the king the dream itself, even when the king wouldn't reveal it. So the question is not, who is holier, or who is greater as a person? The question is, what type of spiritual access is required to know a dream that wasn't spoken? What does it mean to receive a message before it becomes words? Before it becomes an image? Before it becomes a story? Joseph could take a dream that already arrived in symbolic form, cows, wheat, rivers, and decode it. That is immense spiritual intelligence. But Daniel faced a different kind of test. The dream was locked. It was not shared. It was withheld. So Daniel's gift wasn't just interpretation, it was revelation. And that's why the Zoharic lens makes this a powerful teaching for us. There are levels of insight where we understand what someone says, and there are levels of insight where we can perceive what someone can't yet say, what they forgot, what they're hiding, what they themselves don't fully know. So when we ask, why could Daniel tell the dream itself? We're really asking, how does consciousness rise to a place where it touches the source of information, not just the form of information? That's the doorway for tonight. A Zoharic thesis. Why Daniel surpassed Joseph in dream revelation. Introduction. Both Joseph and Daniel are exalted figures in the tradition of dream interpretation. Joseph stands as the archetype of interpreting dreams, while Daniel represents a higher and rarer faculty, accessing the dream before it is spoken. According to the Zohar and the teachings of Arizal, this difference is not a matter of intelligence or righteousness alone, but of where the soul stands within the spiritual worlds at the moment of revelation. 1. Joseph, interpreter from the world of formation, Yetzirah. The Zohar situates Joseph primarily within the channel of Yesod, the Sephira that receives, translates, and transmits. Joseph's greatness lies in his ability to receive a dream after it has descended into symbolic form, decode imagery that already passed through emotional and psychic layers, translate divine messages into practical worldly outcomes, grain, policy, survival. In Zoharic language, Joseph works from below upward. The dream exists. It enters the dreamer's psyche. Joseph deciphers its symbols. This is not a limitation. It is his sacred role. Joseph is the master of tikkun through interpretation, not raw revelation. The Arizal explains that Joseph's soul operates in Olam Yetzirah, the world of formation, where images, symbols, and emotional forms crystallize. In this world, meaning is extracted, but the original thought has already taken shape. Joseph interprets what heaven has already clothed. 2. Daniel, vision from the world of emanation. Atzilut. Daniel, however, is described by the Zohar as operating from a higher root, closer to Bina and Chokmah, and at times even touching Atzilut, the world of emanation. This is the key distinction. Daniel does not merely decode symbols. He accesses the divine thought before it becomes imagery, sees the dream before it enters the dreamer's subconscious, retrieves the unspoken blueprint itself. This is why Daniel can say to Nebuchadnezzar, "This is the dream, and this is its meaning." According to the Arizal, Daniel's soul was temporarily elevated beyond symbolic consciousness. He did not enter the king's dream. He stood at the source where the dream was generated. Joseph reads the letter. Daniel reads the mind that wrote it. 3. Silence versus symbol. Why Daniel could name the dream. The Zohar teaches that speech belongs to Malkut, while thought precedes speech in higher realms. Joseph works where speech has already formed symbols. Daniel operates where thought has not yet been spoken. Nebuchadnezzar's dream was withheld, not as a test of wisdom, but as a cosmic barrier. Only one who could access the dream without language could pass. Daniel's purity, exile, refined consciousness, and detachment from ego allowed him to remain empty enough to receive the dream directly. The Ari states, interpreting a dream requires wisdom. Revealing an unspoken dream requires self-nullification. Baital, Daniel's consciousness was transparent. Nothing distorted the signal. 4. Exile as elevation, Babylon versus Egypt. Another Zoharic distinction. Joseph rises within power, Egyptian governance. Daniel rises within exile and collapse, Babylonian destruction. The Arizal teaches that souls in extreme exile often access higher lights, because survival itself requires surrender of ego and identity. Daniel's prophetic clarity was forged in the destruction of the temple, the collapse of national structure, the absence of external spiritual systems. In such conditions, the soul either fractures or ascends. Daniel ascended. 5. Conclusion. 2 roles, 2 heights. The Zohar does not diminish Joseph to elevate Daniel. Rather, it reveals 2 distinct spiritual functions. Joseph is the master of translation, turning divine symbols into human action. Daniel is the master of pre-symbolic vision, touching divine intention before form. Joseph repairs the world. Daniel reveals the blueprint behind the world. Both are necessary, but only one could tell a king what he himself had forgotten. Final Zoharic line. Joseph hears heaven speak in symbols. Daniel hears heaven before it speaks at all.